Hey Cannonball Nation, Kevin Nazer here. Another quick update on our preparations for the 2020 Cannonball number 97. Patience, the 1916 Indian is our entry. This time I'm going to focus a little bit on the reverse engineering work we're doing on the cam followers for the 16 Indian. Stand by and I got some details for you. Hang on. Okay, a number of people have asked me about what we do, what we have done, what we are doing with these Power Plus valve train components. Okay, so I thought I'd show you first of all, this is what you might typically find at a swap meet or on eBay, so forth. Originally these were just a forged piece of steel with the wear surfaces machined, right? So this surface here is what rides on the cam. This part here pushes on this little flipper right here, which then pushes on the tappet to move your valve. Okay, so there's a wear surface there where this rides, there's a wear surface here where the tappet rides, so forth. But other than that, they're just forged out steel, they're not machined. You know, of course the hole is reamed or honed to fit the pin. So, you know, the hard part is figuring out the dimensions of these fairly rough pieces of steel, figuring out the radiuses of all the profile, and duplicating that. So that just involves, you know, of course, measurements with standard measuring tools, taper gauges to measure, radius gauges to measure the various radiuses, figure out what they are. Then I took all that information and I put, I drew it up on AutoCAD. Best guess, what looked right, but with AutoCAD I could move things around, right? So we would make prototypes. I would put those in the machine and put a degree wheel on the crankshaft, measure the valve lift, measure the valve timing, make adjustments to make sure I had the clearances correct, and we finally come up with a final profile. Okay, so then when we got to that point, we cut them out of hardenable tool steel. My friend Dave Longcrier is doing this for me on a CNC machine. We cut them out of the tool steel. We sent them off to Hastings to a shop that has a vacuum oven that hardens them. And that was the final product. These ones just like this I ran in the 2018 Cannonball, and they worked very well. So these are the exhaust cam followers, right? They're a little more complicated because they have a roller, all right? Now my friend Ziggy up in Canada, he's making these rollers, so I'm not spending time on that. I'm just making the main body of the part. Okay, you see that has an H on it. That means that's an original 1916 part. This one was actually run in the 2016 Cannonball. Same process, except this time I'm using Shaper is the program, and I'm making a 3D model, right? Or I have made a 3D model. Same way though, we can adjust it, change dimensions after we put the prototype in the machine and try it out, right? So this time I'm prototyping them on a 3D printer, right? That one right over there. You can see it. So these are just plastic parts. I can put them into the machine, into the engine, right? I can put one of these rollers on there and put it in the engine and make sure that dimensions and clearances are correct before we go to the CNC process. So then once we got that nailed down, then Dave cuts me out prototype out of aluminum, just to make sure we have the profile correct on the CNC machine. And once we're happy with that, then same way, we'll make them out of the hardenable steel and go from there. So that's the process, that's the problem and the process. Where we're at right now, is Dave is cutting me a second aluminum prototype because we've made some tweaks to the design, and we'll try that out and possibly be ready to start making the hardened parts after that. So now I will take you out to the shop, and we'll look at one of these plastic prototypes in the machine just so you can see and understand how it works. Hang on. Okay, here we are in the shop. A little glimpse of Patience and her engine over here. You can see that I put the plastic 3D printed prototype follower in here. I've slipped a roller onto it just for test purposes. Normally there'll be a rivet holding that in place. This is the tappet, right, that the cam follower will push against. And that will in turn push on the valve, right? The cylinder will be here. Obviously the piston will be connected to this. The tappet will push on the valve will open. Air fuel mixture will come into the cylinder, an explosion will occur, and all kinds of good stuff will happen. So, just to demonstrate how this thing works, the cam's in place now, right? And as the engine turns over, you can see the follower will come up on the lobe, push the tappet up, right? The tap's going to push on the valve, and that's what we want. So there you are. All right, guys, that's my video for this week. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Love to see your questions, comments, criticisms. This is all for fun. I'm not making any money off this, so take it easy on me, but give me your feedback. Love technical questions. If you want a little more history on this whole build, right, go to my YouTube channel, sign up for that. There's also a detailed build blog on adventureriders.com and on the AMCA forum. So search on the title of the thread on both of those is Power Plus or Bust. So just do a search on that, it should come up. If you can't find it, shoot me a message, I'll send you a link or something. Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great 4th of July, celebrating our independence, and God bless. See you again soon. Take care.